Okay, here we are at the Venetian. It's December now, so it's December 2020, COVID time, and we're just gonna walk around and kind of show you what we can see, and you can also get an idea of how many tourists and all that stuff is around. So there's a little bit of more activity here than usual, and I'll tell you a lot more once we come back after this little intro with music. Enjoy. Go check out the room. Okay, I'm the content creator for this channel. If you like what I'm doing, just subscribe and hit the like button. Okay, so here we are. It's in the COVID area, so it's December 2020. So usually you're going to see a lot of people with masks everywhere, and right in here is a little turnaround for this gondolas. So the gondolas are here and here. There's another one parked over there. So we're just going to let's go around this way. So we're just going to show you the activity, because there's a lot more people around and more suitcases and things like that. It's basically only open to mainland Chinese, so you're not going to see any other tourists here except for mainland Chinese. So everybody that's walking around is either local, and locals include people like me who are not Chinese but live and work here, and it also includes lots of Portuguese and Filipinos who are have all kinds of different jobs. Sometimes domestic helper, sometimes work in the casino, sometimes security if they're men. Females usually domestic helpers, or even restaurant workers or bar owners, bartenders. I mean, all kinds of stuff. But most people are just going to be Chinese local, and the tourists are going to be only Chinese, only mainland Chinese. Nobody else could come in. So even if I think I've mentioned this before, but I'll mention it again because I don't know who's viewing at what times, right? So, but even at this time, let's just go up and you can see the view. But even people that have blue cards, if they're a foreigner and they have a work visa, and maybe they even have apartments and all kinds of stuff, they're not allowed to come back. So there's tons and tons of foreigners who have valid work visas but aren't allowed to come into Macau. So if they can't come in, then you can imagine that, you know, people who are tourists definitely cannot come in. You know, if someone's just from Europe or United States or wherever, basically they're not coming into Macau. So yeah, it's basically only, so everybody you see is people that never left. If they're foreigners, if they're non-Chinese, then it means that they haven't left at all since March. There's a few exceptions. They could have permanent residency, and then they could be treated as a local, and they could go somewhere and then come back with a 2-week quarantine. But I think they can only come in from Hong Kong. It's not too easy from other places. Anyway, so you can see lots of people around. You can see these beautiful gondolas. Then you also get an idea for who's at Venetian at this time. Lots of shops. And actually, I think sometimes people are curious about the different casinos in Macau, and I would say this one is by far my favorite one, and I think that most people that live in Macau, I think they usually prefer this 2 and 2. So I'll run into people that I know who are walking around Venetian, but I won't run into them in other places so much, because I think this one just has the most character, and then a lot of the shops are the same. So like you see these Dior and this kind of stuff, L'Oreal. I think they're pretty much in all the casinos. So so for shopping wise, everything is here. And then the other casinos, I'll definitely walk around them, but they're not as pleasant. They don't quite have like the same kind of stuff as this. This one has, you know, ceilings that look like that, street lights like that, the gondolas. It's like a little city, right? Looks like they're on a convention or something. Looks like a convention just for people from different parts of China, I guess. Yeah, you won't see any foreigners at the conventions taking a picture in there. I don't think you can take pictures in shops either, even though I'm walking around the camera. Anyway, it's giving a little feel for Venetian, and now you can see what it looks like on this early December. This is a food cart down this way, so we'll walk down that way. And then we're probably going to close it in a little bit But the food court is always interesting because you can see a lot more people in that area. And then we'll probably call it the end of the video at that spot. But yeah, this one looks like Hotel Suite. There's tons of people and some convention. They all have name tags. So I don't know what the convention is, but for those kind of make me a little bit nervous because they could be coming from all over China, and I've heard there's outbreaks of COVID in Shanghai, different places, and we don't have any in Macau, so that could be the introducing point for us to join the rest of the world because we're COVID free, and we have all these restrictions against foreigners in particular. So for us, we really can't go anywhere. So we, but then, you know, a lot of us are quite relieved because we can't go anywhere. Nobody's coming in for foreigners, which means that we're probably in the safest city in the world right now for COVID. But then the other debate is how dangerous is it? Is it worth all of this? So that's all up for debate. Anyways, this is Venetian food court. Not as many people as the Grand Prix weekend, which was 2 weeks ago, I think. It's a little bit more quiet than that. You can just kind of see, like real quick, you can see the tables are set up so that there's only 2 chairs at each one. 2 chairs, 1 chair, 2 chairs, 2 chairs. That's part of the social distancing. And I think we're going to fade out of here. I did a video of this one another time. So anyways, let's just fade out at the food court. So we're just gonna capture everything and then we'll end it. We'll end it right there. Oh, we'll end it up here. Up here is kind of the entry point. Oh, what's that? A little bit of Macanese, Portuguese chicken. Macau's signature Portuguese chicken. So let's just walk up a little bit further and then we're gonna get to this main spot and then we're gonna close the video right there. Yep. All right, so a little update of the Venetian in December. So this is kind of an area where when the high tourist area hits, this place will be packed. And they'll all be surrounding this area watching usually Russian or Eastern European classical pianists and violinists and all kinds of stuff. We got a couple of tourists there. So you got some gondolas over that direction. So let's head down that way. Okay, Venetian. And then you have Victoria's Secret right there. Big, giant Victoria's Secret with all kinds of stuff. Okay, let's end it right at Victoria's Secret. That's a giant Victoria's Secret store. Okay. It's giant, it keeps going and going and going. There we go. Chiquinha, Chiquinha.